Hi guys, Willow here. Welcome back to Willow's Witchy Garden. Today I want to take you on a little tour of my garden again and show you the progress that is going on here. Things are growing great. And I also wanted to update you on the single seed challenge. I'm doing the orange peach tomato. So come along and let's check it out. Okay, so my garden is growing like crazy, and today is April 5th. So I wanted to update you first on the single seed challenge. My plant that I started from seed was an orange peach tomato. I started the seed on February 1st. And it germinated, came through the soil around February 5th, which was really fast. It had a 7 to 14 day germination time, and it came up in like 4 days. So I was really excited. And then I got it out here in the garden on March 9th. So it is doing really, really well. I'm going to show you this plant. He's huge already. Now, this is in a 10-gallon grow bag, and I have some basil planted with it to kind of deter hornworms and other little pests. We have several flowers on it. I'm really excited about this. Now, it should be at full maturity, which is 75 days, and you count that from the day it goes in the garden, which was March 9th. So around May 22nd, I should have this plant at full maturity. But it is already over 2.5, almost 3 feet tall, and it's doing really, really well. Now, the ones next to it are the Paul Robeson and the Mortgage Lifter. Now, those were started from seed on December the 10th. I planted those way too early, and I won't be doing that again this next year. I know I should have waited at least 2-3 more weeks, and I didn't, which cost me a lot more work, but they're doing really, really well. So I'm really happy. I'm going to have tomatoes fairly early. Now, this one is a white Tomasol. It was one of the free seeds that I had gotten from Baker Creek in one of my orders. Thought I'd go ahead and plant it. Now, I planted this one like 2 weeks after I did the orange peach, and it's almost caught up in size. So it's really doing well too. And as you can see, I have some flowers on that as well. So I've never had a white tomato before, nor have I had one that tasted like peaches. So we'll see how that turns out. But everything is doing really well. These are the determinate tomatoes. And I'm going to stand up over here next to these and just show you how huge they are. These are now almost as tall as I am. And look at all the flowers. And better yet, look in here, guys. We have tomatoes. Lots of little baby tomatoes coming on all over this plant. Even down there. So I'm very excited about the tomatoes. What else we got going on? So I've got my loofahs over here. They're kind of tucked away. I'm not sure they're going to get enough sunshine. They will later in the day, but not early morning. So we'll see how well they do. I know once they get bigger and they climb the trellis here, they'll be big enough to get the sunshine. All right, next to that, we have, ooh, look at this. We have more of the Sugar Rush peach peppers coming on. So I have lots of peppers. Right now I have, I think I'm up to 34 peppers now in the garden. And I have these right here are the only ones that are hot. I have some jalapenos, and I have the Sugar Rush peach. Oh, I do have another jalapeno in a pot in the other area. But as far as in ground or in raised beds, these are the two hotbed areas. Hot pepper bed areas. Over here, I have lots of, oh, pardon the shadow. I'm trying to get out of the shadow here. I have the Murasaki purple, and if you can take a look at how beautiful those flowers are. They're just gorgeous. Oh, we have a little friend. Can we see the little friend? The little lizard? I love the lizards. They eat the bugs. Gotta love the lizards. But lots of peppers coming on. I have lots of fruit coming on. This over here is one of my black cherries. I now have 3 black cherry tomato plants. They're doing really good too, and lots of blossoms on there as well. We got lots of blossoms on the habanada. I have some jalapenos popping on there. I've got fruit already. We've got fruit on, where'd it go? I was really excited about it. Yep, here it is. I have a Zulu pepper, so I have a black pepper there. Lots of the orange bells. They are prolific. I've got lots of those coming on. Over here, not quite ready to pick, but we have a yellow banana pepper. That's a sweet pepper. So yeah, lots and lots of things coming on. And here's a black cherry tomato. And as you can see there, we have little babies. Little tiny tomatoes already coming on. All right, what else can we show you today? Oh, this is the other black cherry. Now, he just went in. He's really small, but I know he's going to catch up really fast. So I did manage to take out the rutabagas. They just weren't really doing so well. And also the extra kale that I had over here. Now I've got some sunflowers coming up, but they're pretty small right now. And I've put the shortest sunflowers in front, like right along this edge. And then the Titans and the Gray Mammoths are going to be on the sides. So I've only got a couple of those. But I'm hoping to get a couple of tomatoes, the determinate tomatoes that I have growing in the house. Those are going to be coming out soon, and I'll get those in that part of the garden. But just look at that roselle. I have like this beautiful forest of roselle plants growing this year. That is so exciting. Over here we have our shishito peppers. They're doing really good. Got 3 of those. They're full of blossoms. I have another determinate tomato here. This one was not doing as well, so I moved it over here, and it's getting a lot more sunshine, and now it's got flowers on it. So I guess I should have just been a little bit more patient with it. These are the other tomatoes that I have. Lots of cherry tomatoes in this section. And this is a Principe Borghese, and ooh, we've got some tomatoes. I don't know if we can see the tomatoes on that too, but we have some baby tomatoes down there. And the beans are looking good. Lots of beans growing, and hopefully we'll see some fruit off of those. Okay, so I want to show you my borage. I'm going to have to separate this. I know there's way too many borage plants in that pot. That's all from natural reseeding. They did that all by themselves. So even though I lost a lot of plants during the freeze, they're coming all back, and I'm really happy about that. My elephant garlic, I have 5 in this pot. I've never grown elephant garlic before. I'm sure they're going to get a lot bigger than that. So we'll see if I did it right or not. Experiment, right? But I planted down here, I've got zinnias in all of those squares. And over here, I've got all my calendula coming up, and I've been harvesting the flowers regularly. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice this morning. But we have lots of beautiful flowers on the calendula, and I harvest those when they are fully open but not starting to die. And I've got quite a few collected, so I'm going to make some calendula oil. And yesterday, I don't know if you saw the video that I had done on repotting my poor bee balm. But look, it's so perky this morning. All of the plants that are in the new pots look great. That's a really beautiful flower. That is one of the Pacific Beauty calendulas, and it's more of a yellow color. I got more orange bell peppers over here that are coming along really nice. This pepper plant, I am really happy with it. This is the gypsy sweet pepper that I overwintered, and I wasn't really sure if it was going to make it. And it's already trying to put on little buds. So doing really, really well. I do have some of my cilantro bolting, of course, but I'm not too upset about it. I have a lot of other things growing, so, you know, I'll just use it as coriander seed. But over here along the unsightly RV that belongs to my landlord, I have several milk crates, and I've got 2 of the yellow pear tomatoes over there. They're doing okay. The one, I have to admit, I accidentally broke it when I was trying to put the tomato cage on it. But it came back, of course, because there were suckers, and it just grew right back. So not too upset about it. It'll just be a little bit later. But my cucumbers are doing really, really well. So I'm waiting to get some fruit off of those. Of course, here we go. My aloe plant is once again starting to flower for me. So very excited about that because I'd never had one flower, and last year was the first time we got a big flower stem on it. So very excited about that. Okay, so I decided that I would take one of those plants that I had accidentally broke, and I would try to repot it. Well, neither of those are doing so great. However, I did take one of the suckers from my Paul Robeson, and look at it's growing. I'm going to have another Paul Robeson. It's going to be really late. I didn't know it was even going to work, but I love to experiment, and so that's what we have, an experiment that went right, and 2 that didn't do so well. But yeah, I got lots of stuff bolting. All my cilantro bolted. All the lettuce is gone. My horehound is looking great. I've got that pot and that pot of horehound looking wonderful. Feverfew that's still in the pots are looking good. Motherwort looks pretty good. And my variegated lemon thyme is coming back. So happy that it's finally bouncing back. But oregano looks good. My lemon cypress, my little lemon cypress tree. I don't know if they can see that. Yeah, there it is. Got a lot of sunshine out here today, so I'm fighting with it. I have to show you my newest addition. These amazing plants, which came in one giant clump, by the way. A friend of mine just sent me a message and said, I have a gift for you. I'm going to drop it off on your porch. And I'm like, okay. And it was really late at night. I was already in bed. And I just happened to remember she was doing it. And I ran over to turn the light on. And there she was. She'd already dropped off this plant. But look at these flowers. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh my gosh. I was so excited when I saw those flowers coming on, purple and orange with this beautiful variegated green leaves. Oh my gosh, they're just beautiful. And, you know, I'm not too unhappy. My jasmine here that I repotted looks fantastic. I'm gonna need to get a trellis or something. This poor Carolina jessamine does not want to grab the wall like it was before. So hopefully I can get some sort of a trellis and get it attached to something. It's not even trying to wrap itself really very much around the stairs there. So I've got to work on that one. My mango tree is growing leaps and bounds. Oh my gosh, this thing, it was my height. Now it's like way over my head again. So that is amazing to watch this. And I grew that in 2016 from a mango that I bought at Whole Foods. So it's an organic red mango. And just look at these gorgeous leaves. So I want to show you my patio too, and the first thing I noticed when I came over here was I have a strawberry that's ready for picking, and I'm always happy to see those. I have some more, it looks like, over there as well. Lots and lots of things growing on the patio all the time. In my strawberries that I have grown in the Dollar Tree planters, I also planted the only African Newnham basil that actually grew for me. I had a really hard time getting them to germinate. I got some to germinate, but then they died. This is the only one that has survived, and I'm so happy to have it in the garden. And I also have my fig tree here that surprised me. My friend that gave me that beautiful flower over there, that's that orange and purple one, also gave me this fig tree start, and it was just a cutting, and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be able to grow this. It was in my refrigerator for a while, and then all of a sudden it decided to sprout for me, and I went ahead and planted it, and here we are. And I've already potted it up once, so I'm really excited to have some figs in the garden soon. Now I also have my very tall grapefruit tree that's growing that I grew from seed, and also I have my very own peach tree that I grew from a peach pit. So I'm growing trees too, guys. It's not just the plants anymore. Lots and lots of this beautiful lemon balm. I love lemon balm tea. Did you know that if you drink lemon balm tea, it will stop sugar cravings? So that's a hint for anybody on a diet that doesn't want to have those sugar cravings. I have, of course, lots of mint growing, and my purple oxalis, which is nice and flowering right now. Lots of things still happening over here, even on the patio. Up here I have, of course, my catnip and my dragon fruit so that the cats in the neighborhood don't get into it, because I do have lots of kitties. Some things that are still in their seed pods that I have to get into the garden somewhere. I have some moonflowers that need to be planted. I have some tomato seedlings that are hardening off and growing now outside. So lots of things going on. I also purchased more basil that needs to go into the garden. I just never feel like I have enough basil that I've grown myself, so I always tend to buy more. And I found something that I did not have, and it is a pineapple sage plant. I just had to have that one, so that one's going to go in the garden soon too. But yep, this is the patio, and I have so much going on my patio. One final thing I wanted to show you is my animu. These are the smaller animu that I started from the big plant. The youngest, of course, are still in this little 4-inch pot. I've got to get those transferred into a bigger pot. And then I've got my adolescent ones. Then, of course, if I can get back here far enough, I can show you my animu that is now taking over my whole porch here. But it's growing really, really nicely and filling in so much. The growth is just beautiful on all the leaves this year. It's just filling out so much. So this has been my baby, and I started this from literally a little cutting that I ordered online, and it is just growing really great. Well, I hope you enjoyed the garden tour today, and of course the update on the single seed challenge. And I would love to hear some comments. So leave some below in that comment section below the video. I want to know about your gardens. How are you doing? What's growing in your garden this year? And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up as well. And don't forget, if you like the videos that I do, subscribe to my channel. And remember to hit the bell icon so that when I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Don't forget to follow me over on Facebook as well. That's Willow's Witchy Garden on Facebook. And I try to post there regularly so you'll see other things that aren't on the videos. And until next time, stay healthy and be blessed.